Crypto market conditions are a little shaky right now. You don't need me to tell you that. Bitcoin is kind of trading sideways. We haven't seen a new all-time high since that pre-halving event. Alts are down. A lot of altcoins actually are way down, unfortunately. So where do we look now for the best ideas? Now is actually a terrific time to especially pay attention to what the crack team at Altcoin Buzz Alpha has to say. If you are not yet familiar with Altcoin Buzz Alpha, we're going to give you a little bit of a peek here under the hood, and we're going to uncover some of the gems that you may not be aware of right now in the space. Hopefully adding these to your portfolio is going to make up for some of the big cap losses that we have all been experiencing. Welcome to the channel. My name is Maddie and this is Altcoin Buzz. All the best of luck if you choose to invest. I do wish you well, whether it's into these gems or other altcoin projects. I hope you do very well. But I'm not a financial or investment advisor, just remember that. And also remember by extension that this video is not official financial or investment advice. Okay, and the first project that we're going to be considering here is ChainGPT. Just like the last time that we talked about this subject, we are using the research from our excellent Altcoin Buzz Alpha team for the purposes of these entries on the list. And then we're combining that with the hot narratives in the industry. So we love AI, no apologies about that. We think that artificial intelligence not only has been, but will continue to be a fundamental pillar in the crypto space. And we're especially excited at the innovation we're seeing at that convergence point between cryptocurrency and AI. And so we're starting with ChainGPT, which is really nothing but AI tools that help blockchain projects. So this includes things like chatbots, smart contract generators in Solidity, which by the way is the language of EVM smart contracts, smart contract auditors, NFT generators, and even trading assistants for DEXs and trading platforms to use. It's definitely a project that offers a lot of help. And ChainGPT has an easy-to-use SDK and API access as well, which makes it easier and, of course, much smoother for developer teams to use. And one of ChainGPT's best, but probably most underrated features is the ChainGPT Launchpad. Because with that, you can crowdfund and not just AI, but DePIN or decentralized social or other Web3 projects as well. And for all the great tools and the platforms that it offers, its market value is actually lower than you may expect. It's sitting here at a token price, CGPT is the token, of 17.35 cents with a market cap of $85.1 million. That means there is a lot of room for this one to run up, and about half of their total supply, 489 million out of 998 million tokens, are currently in circulation. Omnia Protocol, which we covered recently, is among the IDO and incubation projects that ChainGPT has available. And while ChainGPT's token has had a rough last month, down about 30% or so, it is still up a good 60% in the last year, which is much better than most altcoins have done, to be honest with you, especially so far in 2024. This Altcoin Buzz Spotlight video is brought to you by CoinEx, which is one of the best exchanges that you may not have heard of. Just like Gate.io or MEXC, they offer a lot of coins, but most importantly, they offer the high quality coins that you want. Over 800 coins in over 1,200 trading pairs are available. And if you like futures or perpetuals trading, then CoinEx has a great ongoing offer for you. It started on June 6th, and you can share in a prize pool of up to 15,000 USDT. All you have to do is trade at least 15,000 USDT in futures to qualify. So if you want to trade futures, set up your account on CoinEx and earn some extra USDT while you do so. Check out the details by clicking the link in the description of this video below. Next up, and at number 2 on our list here, is Hivemapper, which really is the Google Maps of Web3. And of all the, this is the X of Web3, whatever, all that kind of talk, Google Maps is one that we haven't seen before. But now Hivemapper is on the scene. It's also on Solana, by the way, and they have a massive head start on anyone wanting to compete in location, whether that's DePIN or not. They have already mapped just under 20% of all the roads in the world. Now, many people see Solana strictly as a meme coin network or even as a VC network, that's venture capital. But for a project like Hivemapper, Solana's perceived lack of decentralization due to its VC influence is actually a benefit here. The protocol itself is decentralized with over 143,000 contributors. That means there's a lot of decentralization here in that part of the DePIN acronym. And that's no matter what you think of Solana. So that part of it is not a problem at all. And then by virtue of being on Solana, we also have the added benefits of speed and very low fees to help the project along even more. A common argument that you may have heard about decentralized systems against centralized ones is that decentralization is more expensive. And for stuff like databases, yeah, that's usually true. But crowdsourcing information for maps is actually an area where the decentralized nature makes it much, much cheaper versus Google Maps, for example, how they tackle the problem. And that's even factoring in the rewards that are paid out. Hivemapper's native HONEY token, that's HONEY, sits at just below 7.5 cents with a market cap of $133 million. Now that's kind of slightly on the higher end of low caps, to be honest, but we like it anyway. HONEY is down a good 60% or so, maybe 65% in the last 3 months, and is also down slightly on the last month. But even with the selling action that is clearly on display here, HONEY is still up over 300%, about 350% in the last year, really making it one of the year's top non-meme coin performers. We think that Hivemapper can recapture that recent high of 20 cents. That would be a cool 2.5x, actually just a little bit more than that from where we currently stand.
And so if this market pulls back hard under this level and then consolidates and comes back, we're likely to sell and stall.
Okay, last but not least here, and we're talking about the RWA sector, real world assets. We have here Clearpool. Right there on the front of the website, it says what it does. It is a decentralized credit marketplace. And its prime network is for institutions, complete with the KYC, that's Know Your Customer, and AML, anti-money laundering checks, and other things that especially institutions need for regulatory compliance. Its permissionless lending is one liquidity pool matched with only one institutional borrower. Borrowers here include fiat on-ramp Banksa, who's borrowing USDC on Avalanche at 21% APR, payable every 7 days. So they're using Clearpool as a credit line to fund their customers' crypto card purchases with either debit cards or Google Pay, which is pretty cool. And some of the pools, including the Banksa pool, require KYC, but certain others don't. Their credit marketplace means that high-quality borrowers don't have to fully collateralize to borrow, like in other DeFi protocols. I would read up on how they do their credit scoring and understand the risks before investing. But that being said, they seem to use pretty sound and time-tested strategies, and the returns are risk-adjusted based on how much credit that you're giving the borrower. CPOOL is the token, CPOOL. It happens to be down, unfortunately, here on the day as I'm recording, but let's zoom out slightly. Let's look at the last 30 days. It's up actually pretty nicely, up a good, 35% or so in the last month. Also up overall in the last 3 months. We're just catching a negative snapshot here in the 24-hour window as I record. And if we zoom out even further, taking a look at the last year, it's up about 670 or so % in the last 12 months. So excluding the last 24 hours of performance here, they're doing very, very well. And a lot of analysts are certainly starting to notice CPOOL, as did our alpha researchers. For context here, the market cap sits at $112 million. For more specific information about these choices that we looked at today and other AI, DePIN, maybe RWA projects, check out the source from today's video. That is Altcoin Buzz Alpha. With this service, you are getting our freshest cutting edge research, and you can talk to the research team directly anytime you want. You also get altcoin gem calls, portfolio strategies, just general methodology, and a lot more. One good trade pays for many years of fees because we only charge $15 a month. Check out the link. As always, you can find it in the description of this video below.